what's in Podfest 2025. This has been a super busy morning already. Looking forward to interviewing Tattered Sons next, so stay tuned. Rockin' Pod. I hope everybody can see me here.
Rockin' Pod.
It's my show on the Rocks Total Entertainment live. I'm sitting here with an amazing band, Tattered Sons. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great. This Rockin' Pod is so much fun. I think it's my favorite event that we do.
Yeah.
I missed it last year when they didn't have it. It's so much fun.
I know. I
seeing
was
all
here.
of our friends.
Were you guys here in 23?
Yeah.
Okay, I was here in 23 also. Yeah.
So much fun and seeing all that, because like we just said, Nashville has really turned Blossom into a rock and roll town
It has.
with a rock and roll family. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, all these people, I consider them really close friends.
Oh, I think
Except
all of us.
Joe.
It's a really tight knit community, I think.
Yeah, except Joe.
Oh, except Joe. Okay, Joe. We won't. That's okay. Joe's all right though.
Let me introduce. This is Joe Morgan here.
Okay, introduce your band.
Joe Morgan. This is guitar player right here. Right.
Here, we'll get him in there.
Say hey, Joe.
There's Joe.
Behind me, we have the head honcho of Tattered Sons. This is Derek Lester on bass.
What's up, Derek?
Hey, how are you? How's everybody?
Awesome. Over here, we have the drummer extraordinaire, the drum leviathan, Mark Ollie.
Hello. Hello.
This is Mason. He's another bass player.
Yeah,
What's up, Mason? What's going on?
We have so many bass players.
You do have a lot of bass
But
players.
we are very, very happy to be here, and thank you so much for having us come over.
Yeah, tell the viewers a little bit about how long have you guys been in Nashville?
Well, these gentlemen right here, Joe and these two weirdos, are from Kentucky,
Okay.
and me and this good-looking guy right here are from Nashville. And when we bring it together, it's that Nash-Tucky rock and roll, you know.
Okay.
He calls it hashtag Kentucky rock and roll, and we've been together in this form since 2022.
Wow.
I have a band that's in hiatus right now called Firepower. It's an 80s.
Okay.
And in this town, you always have to have several subs. Derek was a sub bass player. Mark was the drummer. We were waiting for everybody to get to rehearsal, and he played me the demo of our songs, and it hit me straight in the heart. These songs are meat and potatoes, rock and roll. That sound that makes you want to get in the Camaro.
That crunch.
You want to get in the Camaro.
That crunch.
And we're sponsored by Crunch Cabinets as well. That works out great. But yeah, Derek Lester right here is the head honcho. You want to say?
No, man, I'm just hanging out. I'm just glad to be here, man. I'm just enjoying this. I mean, this is a great event. And like Tim was saying, you know, and Mark has said, in the last few years down here, this Nashville rock community has grown into exactly that. It's a community, as it should be. Everybody seems to be supportive and helpful and mindful of each other. And that's been missing for a long time in the rock scene worldwide.
It's funny because my show is out of Vegas.
Oh, I love Vegas.
And our rock community is strong as well. But rumor has it, this place has been Nash Vegas. Okay, so if you ever go down Broadway here in Nashville, I would say it's definitely Vegas too as well. But how do you guys feel right now about the music industry? And I really want to hear your opinion.
Mark has got this.
All right. So I did a whole video about the rock scene in Nashville. The music industry is a thing that everyone has to understand. So, say you're a guy going on a safari, right? You have animals everywhere. The animals eat shit, all these things, but they do it in a certain specific way. Now, the animal that is the music industry has to be understood, has to be diagnosed, and understood the fact that everyone reacts to the animal in a different way, right? And it just makes certain personalities to shift and do weird things based on the general aspect of what the industry does to you. And you have to understand how it works. And it can do really bad things to you, or it can really, if you understand it, how to make it benefit and work for you, and how to essentially tame the animal. So you have to understand with this weird analogy that the industry is what it's going to be. It's never going to, it's going to evolve and change. But as long as you understand it, you can work with it and not let it affect you negatively. Make it a positive thing. And there's opportunity everywhere. And pay attention to AI, pay attention to the technology. And don't let it pass you by. Don't be scared of it. Don't even remotely ignore what's going on around you, or you can be left in dust. So therefore, there's an educational aspect. There's a whole bunch of good information out there, but also there's ways to get around the bad stuff. So stick with that, and there's absolutely nobody can stop you. And do things that give you value always. Stay out of that depressive path. I do have a YouTube channel that I did put together to talk about these things, about mental health.
Go ahead, plug it. Plug it, man.
It's Mark Ali on YouTube, and you watch interviews with Jake Summers. We talk about how we got the biggest gig in country music in 2014. You know, I talk about people that are influential that actually made a living and actually battled and understood the animal enough to be able to thrive. So I did that because I have all these things to say, so I put in videos. And I do our videos, and I love this band and everything that they've done for me. But I'm very proud to be in it. Talent Sons are going to do this in the future. Nothing can stop this.
Oh yeah, you guys are amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
Because I did my research too, and you guys have a great backstory. You're all in sync, which is great. And I think Nashville. I think you guys are going to be heading out of Nashville. I don't see you guys staying here.
You know what we have, and I say this with complete love. This town, we can go down to Broadway right now and take a tennis ball, and we can throw it. It's going to bounce off of great guitar players, great singers,
Right.
great drummers. It's not going to bounce off a bunch of great bands. And I'm going to say right now, I would put this band. I would match our medal with most. I really would, because we know what we want. We play music that we like, that we know you'll like. It's meat and potatoes rock and roll.
It is.
It is, and that's what everybody really likes when you get right down to it. I mean, if you dig AC/DC, you're going to really like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the way the music industry is going right now,
Yeah.
I think we're kind of getting back to the late 70s, early 80s rock. We're talking bands like Foghat.
Yes.
You know, we're talking bands like, you know, that just really made.
Well, Uriah Heep just toured.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
And these older bands are really kind of coming out of the ones that are alive anyway, are coming out of the.
That's because
you know what I'm saying?
they're broke. It's because they're broke.
Yeah,
No.
well, broke or rest in peace, whoever.
Oh,
Well, the time is right for that. It's time for that resurgence, because so much of the music is just the same old. And this is in all genres. I'm not talking about.
Oh yeah.
But
Like,
it's just all kind of rehashed. It's the formula. It started in the late 80s with the hair metal and the glam metal.
Right.
That's where it started. It was all rehashed. It was, you know, write this song, ballad. You know, everybody looked the same. They sounded the same.
yeah.
And I think it's time
That's what killed it.
for that
Yeah, I mean-
resurgence of uniqueness. You
Right.
know?
I mean, Foghat, Bob Seger, they all laid down the groundwork
Right.
for, you know, for bands. Now the sound is coming back.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, as you know, rock journalist, I see so many bands, but the bands that are sticking around the longest line of work, definitely your rock and roll. I mean,
I remember David Lee Roth. David Lee Roth had a saying about those types. It's like, you're here today and you're gone later today. And we want to make something that you can grab our CD 10 years from now and go, that's awesome. You know, that type of thing.
right.
You know,
And that's what the the general audience is craving. I'll be honest with you. You know, we're sick of covers. We're sick. How many times can you hear Paradise City and how many different?
Well, you know, what I wanted to do, what my personal goal was, when I grew up, I was blessed and grown up, in my opinion, the greatest era of music. You know, 68 to 88, I don't think anybody, I think that's the greatest, any genre.
Absolutely.
I agree.
In any genre, you know. There was a lot of great music before and since, but I mean, just
Right.
note for note, I think it was the best. But when you heard Foreigner, when you heard Styx, when you heard Boston, when you heard AC/DC, when you heard Kiss, you knew the difference between those guys. They were all in the same genre,
Yeah.
but they all sounded different. When you heard Love Gun, it sounded different than God of Thunder. When you heard Hot Blooded, it sounded different than Double Vision. So you know what I mean? So even the songs inside, and that's what we want to do. We want to sound different, so it don't sound like the same rehashed stuff, and each song stands on its own.
Exactly.
You know?
So, I'm gonna give you guys my card. We're gonna do a longer interview.
Absolutely.
Sometime in the next couple months here. But why don't you tell the viewers where they can find your website?
I'm going to turn that to our webmaster, Mr. Joe Morgan, right here.
Yeah, there you go. Get that in the camera.
Everything Tattered Sons.
Everything Tattered Sons. TatteredSons.com. You can find our Facebook from there. You can find our Spotify, Apple Music,
Pornhub. We have a Pornhub. We still have a Pornhub.
Yes,
Yes.
it's legal when you use a VPN.
Oh my
that's true.
gosh.
That's true. Always use a VPN, boys and girls.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. It was a pleasure. What does Rockin' Pod mean to you guys before I let you go?
We love this event because not only do we get to be heard by different people, we get to hang with our brethren. There's Peter Gallinari. There's Richie Rivera. There's Chris Williams. This Nashville rocks.
This place is amazing. I want to thank you guys again, and we'll definitely talk soon.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Thank
stay tuned, folks. We got more coming. Back at Rockin' Pod. I am here with my new best friend,
Redheads
Jasmine
gotta
Cain.
stick together. We gotta stick together.
I know, right?
If you're looking for trouble, look for the red hair. You'll find it.
We stand out at this place. Anyway, you are amazing, Jasmine. I've been looking forward to this interview all week, and you are so amazing. Thank you. Songwriter. I mean, it's just incredible. Before we get into that, though, I wanted to talk about your childhood. You come from a musical family.
Yes.
So why don't you kind of elaborate on how it was growing up, and like when was your first bit of music?
Okay, so this is gonna blow your mind, but I grew up as a rancher girl. I grew up on a cattle ranch in South Dakota, about 13,000 acres and 500 head of cattle, and I grew up breaking horses, training horses, and working on the ranch. And it's interesting because none of my parents really played instruments at all. And my older brother really wanted to play guitar, so he got a Fender guitar and he got a big amp and he was all excited and he learned how to play electric guitar. And I was just so fascinated with this instrument that I wanted to learn how to play something too. And being the younger sister, he wasn't really thrilled about sharing his newfound like rock star, moment with his little sister. So he taught me how to play piano a little bit. And so I started on piano and then moved to guitar and then eventually to bass. So I play a lot of different instruments. None of them great, I would say. It's like being like a jack of all trades and a master of none. But they do all lend themselves to like different elements of songwriting. The one thing I always wanted to do was to expand my musical knowledge as much as possible to know all different genres of music. Because when you are a songwriter, you want to pull elements of all kinds of different music into your songs to make it kind of more, appeal to a larger audience. So,
Yeah, a wider range of
and it keeps it from sounding dated, because like the one thing I want to do is always push the boundaries of like what music sounds like. We have a real hard time sometimes because we're in the motorcycle circuit and people will say, well, you guys are just a biker rock band. What is biker rock? Do you know? I've never.
Okay, if anybody knows what biker rock is, DM me later because I have no idea.
And if there is no genre in biker rock, because I haven't found one yet, can I be the queen of it? Because that would be awesome if I could start.
I kind of want to be a queen of biker rock.
Yeah. Let's just do it. I mean, it's a new genre. Check it out. I don't know. We don't know what it is. It's all encompassing, but yeah. Anyway, it's and I think what people think is that we write stuff that's more like blues based or maybe classic rock, something that sounds really dated. And I think that when they hear our music and they hear the albums, they're quite surprised to see how current.
Oh, you're fucking amazing. I'm sorry, but you are just like.
And now I know we can drop the F-bomb on this one.
Hey, it's my show. I can't.
Fuck yes! I didn't know. I was trying to be good.
It's on YouTube. Everybody swears on YouTube.
That's true. We're good to go.
Yeah. But you know what? You have such a great personality. And you know what? I mean, you've been a songwriter for decades now.
Yeah, this is my 20th anniversary, actually.
I was looking at your accolades this morning. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, being a songwriter, what is your motivation? Like, what motivates you to write a hit song?
Honestly, I don't even know if it's a hit song. I just write something that matters. I don't know. It just has to mean something, you know? Most of my early music was just me trying to cope with something, or writing something based on someone else's experiences who were trying to cope. And someone will tell me a story, and it'll hit me really, really hard, and it bothers me. Like, it keeps me up late at night because I worry about a lot of things. I worry too much.
Right.
But,
right.
yeah, so it just bothers me, and I guess it puts me in a mindset. So like, I want to figure out how they're navigating that, and so I create I put myself in their shoes, so to speak, and see like, how would I deal with this if this was my life, if this was my situation, and then I write my way out of it, and hopefully that helps them work their way out of it too.
You know, and it's funny, you have amazing music for yourself, but you write for a lot of other people.
Yeah, I try to write as much as possible because you got to throw a lot of things at the wall and see what sticks. But
yeah,
I like to co-write with people because I have so many ideas myself. But there is so much that I'm missing. There's so many genres that I'm not familiar with. There's so many things that other people bring to the table that I need to hear that. That's just expanding my horizons, and I think it's making it overall songwriting that much better.
Yeah, and let me get your opinion, Jasmine, because you've lived in Nashville for a while.
20 years, yeah, 20 years.
Because I've lived in Vegas for 22 years.
Okay. So,
yeah, I mean, Vegas is a musical town as well. But tell me, what is the music scene like here at this very moment in 2020?
So it's interesting because, I do live here in Nashville, and I played in Nashville a lot of years. But I spend most of my time on the road now. I tour pretty much around the clock. I do about 170 shows a year, and very rarely do I play right here in Nashville. A lot of my,
which is amazing.
I know, and it's they always say if you want to get famous in your hometown, play everywhere else. But
exactly.
So I stay on the road. I tour a lot. I will say that just even going down on Broadway stuff, it used to be a lot more camaraderie in it. Now it's kind of like every man for himself. It's a little bit different than it used to be. I made a lot of friendships in my early days here that are going to last the rest of my life. And these days, I meet people and I don't know if they're going to remember me tomorrow, So it's kind of like a flash in the pan situation a little bit. But honestly, I've also met some really amazing new talents that have come here, and they've got the it thing. They've got the it thing, and they've got the right attitude to come in and do old school Nashville and stand the test of time.
Exactly. I mean, I think the state of the music business right now, being a rock journalist, I interviewed over 100 bands from all kinds of genres of music.
Yeah.
And I was just having a conversation with Tattered Sons, and you know what? The late 70s, early 80s, to me, was my favorite decade of rock. Like Foghat, Doobie Brothers. What are some of your favorite bands that kind of just love to listen to?
I listen to a lot of very obscure stuff because, again, I'm trying to draw inspiration from stuff that I'm not necessarily familiar with or good at. I want to embrace it and get better at it. So I listen to a lot of prog rock. I listen to bands like Carnival. I listen to 12-Foot Ninja. We listen to a lot of Opeth.
Oh my God, Opeth.
Yeah.
I think from Chicago. I think they're from Chicago, my hometown.
Yeah, and Mastodon.
Yeah.
And just stuff like that. We love Porcupine Tree, Stephen Wilson stuff. Anything that's going on with that. But then again, if I'll get on a tangent, I'll just want to listen to Lady Gaga and Madonna songs all day.
Right, I mean, I'm kind of like the same. I mean, I listen to everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up on Johnny Cash, believe it or not.
Willie Nelson for me, that's mine.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
My parents used to have a little radio in my crib that would put me to sleep.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
they dialed you in right from birth.
Right.
Man. That's
and
awesome.
It's I'm here now interviewing rock bands and living my best life, as I could say. But so are you, though.
Yes. Well, we didn't have TV growing up either. It was just radio.
Right.
So that's all we did was listen to music, and I grew up on old school country too. So my dad loved. We had every Willie Nelson album you can think of. We had every
Charlie Pride.
Charlie, my grandmother's favorite artist.
Oh my
Charlie
God,
Pride.
Charlie Pride.
She had it in her little CD player until the day she passed away last fall. That CD was the only CD she listened to in that.
Conway Twitty. Let's set it up for Conway.
Conway. Oh my gosh, Patsy Cline, and you know, like we listened to. My dad has some really obscure loves, like Wait Asked, and and like Boxcar Willie.
Boxcar Willie.
Right?
Didn't that guy have a box set out on like at midnight? This is Boxcar Willie. Buy my CD. If you remember that, folks, I'm not trying to date myself.
Oh, but it's funny because like that was what my family loved, and they only listened to old school country. But you know what? You learn so much about listening to country music. Number one, I learned how to sing properly. I think country music singers are some of the best singers out there. And honestly, I think it shapes your writing because you learn how to formulate a song. You know, so like the songs you could hear like that chorus coming from a mile away, and here's the pre-chorus, and then here's the bridge. Yeah, and this is the bridge, and this is where we tie it all together. You know?
Exactly.
So I think that it really shaped like the way that I was meant to deliver, but I had too much energy in country music. I was told all the time, like,
I can see that.
you just squirmy on stage. You're like, you know, you're just supposed to stand there and sing, and I was terrible at that. I can't sit still. I can't stand.
Right.
So it made for an uncomfortable country music experience for me. So too much energy. I had to go into rock and roll. One day, my brother, in every rock and roll album that my brother tried to give me, my mother burned in the burn pit. Rest in peace, Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet,
my gosh.
and Aerosmith, Pump, Goodbye Forever. And then my brother bought me a blank cassette with Joan Jett's I Hate Myself for Loving You.
Oh, please don't ever get rid of that.
And well, she didn't. Nobody knew what it was because it was a blank cassette.
Oh,
so she couldn't.
Yeah, there you go.
She would
That
just
was
look at it,
smart.
blank cassette. We learned. We're kids. We figure it out. So yeah, he brought that in there, and I listened to Joan Jett, and I'm like, I started looking up like Joan Jett pictures where she always swinging that guitar, and I'm like, holy shit, that's the one.
Let me tell you something. Joan Jett looks ridiculously amazing.
I just did a show with her in Ocean City last
Oh
year.
my God.
In September, and she's still killing it.
Dude, she's killing it.
Yeah.
I am like, what juice do you drink? Do you eat spinach like 10 times a day? She's great.
She's great. She's great. And Lita Ford still looks great.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm doing a show with Lita Ford in August again, and we do tons of shows with her.
Another one.
Amazing.
I mean, what are they drinking? The holy water?
I
Come
don't
on
know.
now.
Look at the girls from Vixen. They're all hot too.
Oh yeah.
Those workouts, like I think those, Jane Fonda workout videos are still working.
Dang it, Thigh Master really is helping them out.
I need to find me one of those.
Oh my gosh. Well, Jasmine, tell us about your band. Tell us a little bit about who plays with you.
Okay, so we're a power trio, just three of us, and on drums we've got Philip Kelly. We call him PK because there's a lot of Phillips around, and that way we can always get his attention. He's 6'7", and so he's a giant, and he is amazing. He's actually a prog drummer, but we dial him back to be a simpleton, and then occasionally he rips some sort of drum fill that just like, completely annihilates us. And I have to count because I play bass, and he has a way of like making you forget what number you're on. So he's impressive in that respect, and a great dude, like great humans in this band.
Right.
On guitar we have Taylor McKee. And Taylor's been with us for, he's the newest member of the band, but still been with us for about 5 years. And we met Taylor at a Rare Hair event.
Oh, wow.
We were on the speed metal one together. I was like, this kid rips, like he's so fast.
Oh my God.
And honestly, we were looking for a new guitar player, and I reached out to him. I'm like, I like the guy. I like his attitude. He's always laughing. He's fun. He's a funny guy. Like, we just love hanging out with him. And I was like, look, I really want you to join this band. Are you in? He's like, this is the call I've been waiting for. Yes, I'm in. So we found our guys. It's been like the perfect puzzle, like that it's just all come together. My husband, of course, does front of house sound. He's our
which
tech.
is great.
Oh God, you have to have that. You have to have a sound guy.
Because you have to pay like a couple $1,000s to have a sound tech.
Well, it depends, on what you're doing. Because I mean, most of the venues they'll provide one for you. But they don't know your show and they don't know your system. And honestly, half the time, think about it. They've been there for like 4 days or the festival. Their ears are fried, the fatigue is set in, and they're checked out. Like they don't care.
Totally.
Is the mic on? Good enough. We're just going with it. And honestly, having somebody that knows your show and cares enough about your show to like give you the right things and hit the cues when you really need it,
Exactly.
elevates your show. Like,
You know my friend Brian Gamboa.
yeah, I just walked over here with him. Actually,
I interviewed him. He is one of the most amazing musicians in Nashville.
we were just trying to find where his podcast was because they didn't give us like a
Oh,
map.
I know. No maps.
There's
this
no
year.
map. We're just wandering around
Chris
aimlessly.
Sinsack is somewhere. I'm like, hey, Chris, where's the maps?
If you see a lonely musician wandering around, please grab their hand and please help them find.
Right.
Some of us can't read.
They could have at least put numbers on our tables. That might have helped.
Anything.
Right. Well, Jasmine, it was great talking to you. I really look forward to having you on the show. When we'll do like
Let's do a full one. Yeah,
we can do a full show. But we're here at Rockin' Pod. What does this mean to you as an artist?
This is my first year here, so I've never been home when they've had Rockin' Pod. So I never even got to attend. I've never seen it like when it was doing its thing. And I said, I'm gonna be home this year. I'm going all in. All cards on the table. I'm getting a booth. I'm gonna meet everybody that's a podcaster. I'm gonna see them all. I'm gonna do as best I can, right? Get out as many as I can to spread the word of Jasmine Cain and also our new album Attitude. It's everything. Also, I'm trying really, really hard to get everybody to sign up for our street team, which is on this QR code. If you guys want to scan it, I'll give you 5.
And Jasmine, tell them all the
2,
socials.
Oh, yes.
Your socials.
You can find them all there too. As we're on Facebook, of course. It's under Jasmine Cain Rocks, and it's Jasmine, just the normal spelling, and Cain like CAIN, like Cain and Abel, because the good girl had to die.
Well,
you cannot survive. Instagram is just under Jasmine Cain. We are on.
And you're on TikTok. Don't forget, because that's where you started following me.
Oh, I know.
On TikTok.
I had lost my first TikTok. It was just under Jasmine Cain, and
gosh.
I got kicked off of TikTok for an OnlyFans. And this is the funniest thing because I'm not on OnlyFans. So if you're looking, you can stop looking right now. I'm not on
a
OnlyFans.
bunch of dorks at TikTok.
But I would go to like Home Depot and Lowe's and actually take pictures of like actual ceiling fans and be like, get the biggest one and be like, size matters at OnlyFans. And I would make fun of it. I was joking, and they deleted me off of TikTok.
Wow.
For that. So now my new page is under Jasmine FKN, because that's my middle name, Cain. And
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I also have a Patreon page where I can share all the cover songs that we're doing.
Oh, perfect.
We go in do like 3 songs a day. And we'll just like record cover songs and we do music videos to them, just like at our own house.
Awesome.
It's fun. It's fun.
Are you on YouTube as well?
Yes, Miss Jasmine Cain, MISS Jasmine Cain.
So everybody check that out. We're gonna have Jasmine on the show in the next couple of months. She's a super busy gal, but definitely check her out. She's absolutely amazing. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, we're back at Rockin' Pod once again. These are my friends, Blackwood.
Hello.
What is up, you guys? Coming off an amazing show on Thursday night. How great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Glad to see you. And you were able to come and actually see us play this time.
Right, because we met in 23
We did.
At the last Rockin' Pod.
Yep.
But man, was I blown away.
We appreciate that.
Unbelievable. I purposely did not go to the front of the stage. I was in the balcony, and because I wanted to see the full dynamic of what you guys really are all about. And man, unbelievable. Let's talk about the new music.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about like what your writing process is. How long did it take you to record this?
Well, oh gosh. Well, the title track, Release Me, which is on all streaming platforms, by the way, it just came out of a little thing. I just started playing this one thing, and we all jumped in, and it just kind of started forming. And a lot of songs like that for us come from a jam or just one little tiny riff, and it boils over into something. And then there's been those occasions where Chris will come in with an entire song, and we just kind of put our spin to it. So, and he does all the lyrics, so he's good at that.
This album specifically, though, I can't put a time frame on how long it took to record this. We actually had a lot of the material recorded. We've been planning on just getting it in the bag for a long time, and we put out a few singles, and then what we had left, we kind of realized that all the lyrics and the subject matter and the tone of the songs really kind of fit the narrative
It's almost like I wouldn't call it a concept album, but it's pieces of a story.
Yeah, because you guys are definitely great storytellers.
This guy.
This guy here, especially, he thinks he's Mike Tremonti from Creed.
Mark.
Mark, sorry, Mark. Mark, I get him mixed up all the time.
I would never think that I'm anything like Mark Tremonti, but he is an ultimate idol of mine. I will watch anything that he does. Listen to his Frank Sinatra record after he listens to Release Me by
This is
Blackwood.
crazy. This is crazy. Frank Sinatra. I can't wait to check this out.
That's it.
You got to. So listen to Release Me by Blackwood, but then immediately after that, listen to the Frank Sinatra album that Mark Tremonti did.
Crazy, man.
Really
Crazy.
good.
So, I mean, tell us, how is your writing process? Now, a lot of these songs that you did, Release Me, I know is one of the newer songs, but did you guys do anything during COVID and it's been in the can that you're releasing now or not?
Not really. There's some maybe some riffs and things that we've got in the vault that we haven't really done anything specifically with, but anything that you will hear from us this coming year is something that we have written now.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh.
It's like, take for instance, like a lot of the newer stuff that we're releasing, not released yet, but we played them the other night.
Right.
They haven't been recorded, but just came in with a riff, beach, and it was like we got to do something with that. And again, we just jump in and kind of feel it, you know. Let's go in this direction. It might sound dumb to somebody playing it, and the other guy would be like, "Oh, what is that? That's great!" And then you just bring it out till you get it all out.
Yeah, you guys are a really tight band. I mean, you really connect well with each other, even on stage.
Yeah.
You're totally in sync. Especially your drummer too, as well.
Yeah. Now, David the drummer, Steve the bass player, and myself have been playing for about 15 years together. And then Chris came in, and it was really it just fell right into place. It was like the missing puzzle piece. So it really was a very natural thing when he came in. A little bit of adjustment because I wasn't used to playing with another guitar player. I was always the only guy. But I think we complement each other a lot. Tone.
Yeah, the dynamic is amazing.
Yeah, the tone and just the music ideas that we come up with, you know. So everybody seems to be on the same page. Sometimes not, but most of the time we are.
99% of the time, yeah. Because I saw you guys ripping it out,
Yeah.
and that was a nice treat.
Yeah.
I think we're both really good when we're writing riffs or coming up with music, trying to figure out how to arrange a song.
Right.
To if somebody really feels strongly that something should be way, whether it's him or myself or David, that we can put our ego aside and say, what's best for the song.
Or especially Steve, he's like that. The bass player. He'll like, hey guys, we need to go to A right there instead of doing that, you know, whatever.
Right,
It
right.
could be anything. He's a really good arranger too. Sometimes I'm like, where are you going with this? And then we do it, and I'm like,
We see we hear it now.
we get it. So he's really good at that. I think we all work together really well. I mean, there's been times of disagreement, but you're gonna get that.
But you're going to get that with the band anyway.
Exactly.
Now, what are you guys' plans for the next second half of 25 here? Like, you guys going to be out on the road? Tell us some dates. What's going on?
So our next date is June. We got moved.
Yeah, you got the first, I believe, and the final lounge.
The final lounge in Nashville, and then we, if you're anywhere near Atlanta, you can come see us at the Atmosphere on July 25th, and then we've got a pending show on the 26th, the next night after in Alabama. But this next half of the year, we want to play as many shows as we can. We want to put out a little bit of new music, but we want to come see some basses.
We want to get you closer to Vegas.
We
Yes.
do too. We would love to.
Give me a
You're
venue.
going on the East Coast now.
Yeah.
We need to.
I know.
We need to. We want to. And, you know, it's a process. You know, when you do everything yourself, you write the music, you record the music,
Yeah.
you play the show, yada yada. It'd be nice to have a manager to do all the back work.
Right, but when you're you do it all.
Right.
I mean, let's talk about that. Marketing and sales and promoting your band. I I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, I think that is a vital part in your success, is being on social media, promoting your shows. A lot of bands aren't into that. I mean, how do you guys feel about promoting on the socials and stuff?
I feel like a lot of people probably get disheartened because it's difficult sometimes to feed the algorithm properly and to make sure the people that want to see what you're putting out actually get to see it. So I would say to them, people just keep doing it.
Right.
If you're putting out what you want to put out, the algorithm will find its place eventually. But just don't give up.
Right, that's the whole thing, especially on TikTok. You guys are on TikTok. It's one of the hottest platforms for any band right now. The more you're seen, the more followers you guys are going to get. And, you know, it's all word of mouth. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it is. Like just a while ago, we had a family walk up to our table, and they love us. I never met them. I mean, you know, it's that kind of thing, the grassroots kind of thing, too, you know. Old school, really will use that. The way things are these days. I will have to say, though, that David, our drummer, is really, I mean, he's top notch in that stuff. He's a machine. He's a machine. He knows what he's doing, and we let him go.
To follow his lead and assist him in pushing this train forward.
Yeah, so it's he's constantly got ideas and coming up with new ways to get the band, you know, to the next level and to new faces and ears. So that's
and I think that's the goal, isn't it? I mean, I've been promoting you guys since 23. I mean, you guys are absolutely amazing. Why don't we tell the viewers, we're going to do a longer interview. We're going to do a follow-up interview in the next couple months. But why don't you tell everybody what your socials are so they can follow Blackwood?
So number one, go to blackwoodrock.com. That will have every link that you can possibly want. You can hit us up at Blackwood Music on Facebook and Instagram, Blackwood Music on TikTok. But
YouTube, you guys are on YouTube, right?
Yes, we're on YouTube, Blackwood.
I think so. Blackwood Rock.
Got to be tricky with the handles sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah. BlackwoodRock.com will take you anywhere, and you can buy yourself a license plate cover that says Blackwood.
That's amazing. And you have a great merch table over there.
Thank you.
Which is great. So order some merch, too. They have great merch.
Yeah. We need gas money.
He needs gas money. He needs pizza money, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're going to let Blackwood go and get back to it. They will be a future interview on the Rocks in the next couple months. We're going to do a follow-up to our big interview. I think it was in 23. So, but these guys are amazing. If you haven't checked them out, please do so. And we'll be back soon. Back at Rock and Pod Fest here in Nashville. I'm here with my friend Gavin Evick and band.
Yeah,
How
Steven
are
Hudgens
you?
right here. How you doing?
How's it going? Well, yeah, let's talk. You know, I saw you guys at BAMS. Man, you guys killed it. Yeah, I was there, remember?
I remember you.
Right.
But
I was there, man. I covered your show. It was amazing.
Yeah. Oh my God, now it's making
Is
sense.
it now kicking in?
Yes.
Okay, on the Rocks.
Because I remember. I know the name and I recognize you, and then then it's all put together.
That's awesome. Okay. It happens. Okay. Anyway, so let's talk about your band. How's the touring going?
So last summer the touring was great. We were pretty busy last summer. We had lots of shows.
Oh yeah.
We haven't had a show since September though, strategically, because we've really been working on the new album. We have 2 singles out right now, and we rushed to, everybody was like, hey, let's do shows. You guys need to do shows. You guys have a really great, chemistry and great music. So we did shows, but a lot of the times, we got a lot of covers in the mix. We got our 2 originals and a lot of covers. So we've taken a lot of time in and out of the studio all the time to really get this album out. This summer we got that single coming out in the next month or so. In fact, we were just recording it. We were just doing the drums.
Well, let's drop it. What's the name?
It's called Redline. Okay. We were doing the drums in the final minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, 2 days ago, and then we rushed here. It was a real recording studio. We do the demos. We'll do the demos at my house. I got my Pro Tools set up. But we went to a real recording studio.
and we just let him wail away. And it was owls playing the same thing differently. You know?
Oh, I'm sure.
Getting some different ideas, different feels for everything. Yeah, by the end of it,
You guys feel good about it?
Oh yeah. What's great is when you get used to a demo, sometimes you might play what's there, and a lot of times we're breaking out of that shell. And by the end of that session, it was just we were like, okay, now try something new. Now try something new. Instead of trying to get the song perfect, we were trying a bunch of new shit, and now we got a lot of really, really cool stuff, and it turned out great.
and that was the thing with playing a lot of covers. It doesn't really showcase us. It shows our ability, but doesn't showcase who we are. That was the reason shows.
Yeah, and your band isn't any different than every other band out there. They've been throwing covers in, which is really not the norm.
Yes.
And we're seeing a lot more of that. But you guys have original material as well.
Yeah.
So you really don't fall into that trap, as they
Yes.
call it. You know what I mean? So what's your writing process like?
I try to get, I'm the opposite of a lot of people. A lot of times they'll have lyrics or like, oh, okay, let's put an instrumental behind this. I'm the complete opposite, man. Lyrics are the last thing I do. It's I get a feel for a song, like, okay, this is what I feel like. This is what I want to feel when I listen to the song. I know the lyrics too.
Because you're the main songwriter, right?
Yes, but everybody does contribute their parts.
Okay.
So I'll be like, you know what? I love the way Ragdoll by Aerosmith makes me feel. I like the emotion and the way I get immersed into that song. And we would copy the song. I'm like, okay, let's get something that makes me feel, like this fucking groove. Like it feels, this
You feel the
emotion.
same way as well?
Yeah, so I'll, you might have an idea or say, hey, listen to this, and just get that overall feel for what we're trying to convey. And then at that point, then I'll do my best to give it my own spin and take on it, and capture the idea of what and using my influences.
Well, when is this new album going to be out?
I would like to say an official date, but we are aiming for mid to late summer.
Okay, that's a good aim, I think.
Yeah, I'm saying aim because most people will probably have it a little bit closer to done by now. But this album is very, very in your face. It needs to be released in the summer rock song.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
The way I describe this album is the way that you feel when you're at like a summer concert. The warm air, you're hanging out with your friends. You're there, you're listening to rock and roll. It's a feeling, that everybody strives to. You can't wait to go to that concert in the summer. All of these songs, when you listen to them, you're gonna feel transported into hanging out with your friends in the summer.
That sounds like a really great concept.
Yes, it really is a summer rock show.
Right.
You're gonna feel like you're at a summer rock show when you listen to this.
So, do you guys have any shows planned before the release of this one?
Some talks.
We haven't announced anything, but we will have a few shows with Brett Michaels, have a few with this band. We're trying to get a lot of modern bands too, because we've done a lot of the '80s stuff. We definitely have a lot of shows coming up this summer, but we haven't announced anything. But we'll some stuff.
Yeah, sure. Great. You guys have a great band. I had so much fun at that show.
That's all we can hope for. Is that everyone
Right. Because your sound is definitely, I wouldn't say original. It is original, but it's unique.
Yes, we try to, we all come from different places. We all enjoy. Our common denominator is that '80s rock, but it's like he likes the '80s rock, but he also likes a lot of that Avenged Sevenfold shit. I like the '80s rock, but I also got a little bit of modern country and southern rock in me, a little Aerosmith. And we come together with that. Same thing with the rest of our members. Our common denominator is that '80s rock. We branch out and then make it our own and modernize it. The biggest thing is modernizing it too. You can't just replicate fucking Pretty Boy Floyd or something like that.
You can take something like a lot of my influences, because I play guitar from enjoying a lot of my influences came from blues musicians, Singer and Lawn. So that's always where I'm back with it, as well as 80s and 90s country as well. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of all a mixed bag now. we're not even categorizing anything anymore. You know, rock is rock, my friend.
Oh, yeah, you know, you have artists like these newer country artists like Party, and you have this metal band backing this artist, and but there's kind of a thing for a while. Miranda Lambert, her entire band was an absolute band backing.
Same thing with Carrie Underwood, man. I mean, she'll cover like Motorhead, Guns N' Roses. She'll sing all of that, man.
Okay, don't even get me started on Carrie Underwood because she's in Vegas like a lot.
Oh, yeah?
And she is flipping like amazing.
She is. Now, a lot of those country people, you know, unfortunately, country is what's more popular than rock and roll nowadays in America. But you go to see any of those big country bands, those are rock and roll players.
It mixes so many genres. It reaches such a mass.
Right. I think it brings a new audience to
That's what you want to do. You want to appeal to a larger group. If you pigeonhole yourself to metal or just to country, you're going to miss a lot of people that may otherwise like it.
Now, do you live here, Kevin?
No, I live in Northern Virginia.
Okay, well, this is a good subject for you guys. Let's talk about the state of the music industry. How is it in Virginia as far as rock?
They have their scenes.
Okay, that was quick.
Yeah. Well, it has its different parts of Virginia. So Richmond and Virginia Beach, they're down on two different sides, but Richmond has a very big metal scene, and Virginia Beach has but there's so many people that have came out of Virginia. Chris Brown is from Tappahannock. You've got blues musicians like Virginia Beach. So that it's still alive, but it's not as prevalent as someone may have seen, say, 2005. You know, but it's again, it's so diverse. It exists, but it's not heavy in one spot.
Right, and I think that's where it gets to the point where that's why I preach on my show, support local rock, support rock, because we do not want this genre to go away anytime soon. But if you're not going to get out to the clubs and, you know, like support your band or, you know, support your favorite band, you know, it's not going to stick around. And we need to keep it going, and that's what you guys are doing.
It's also adapting to the times too, because you know back in the day, you know, 80s, 90s, even 2000s, being a part of a scene was a real big deal. That's how rock artists grew, was being the king of their scene. And you have to adapt to that because the scene aspect doesn't really work that much anymore.
It became you're another little fish in a massive pond.
You really got to adapt and break out of the scene. Something different, you know.
Yeah, and I think social media has a lot to do with it. How are you guys, like, what's your opinion on the social media? That's part of your job now.
It's a large influence. This band found me on social media. My TikTok is what led me to getting a notice or a name for myself doing drum band.
Oh my gosh. Am I going to have to hurt you? Anyway.
Oh, wait. Is this censored? Should I?
No, you're fine. But anyway, I mean, it's just a subject because a lot of bands and a lot of artists have a hard time with social media. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, if your band isn't into social media, it's going to hurt you.
Yeah, well, it also, this is an interesting perspective that most people think about. Social media can also be a trap, too. You know, unnamed, am friends with a lot of big bands, and there's one young band that has millions of followers, right? And they get pigeonholed into they'll make content to get followers because original music sometimes it's hard to get followers from that. So they'll make videos to get followers, and then they'll get pigeonholed into, okay, this is what you're famous for, is this content, and that doesn't necessarily lead to ticket sales or music streams, if that makes sense.
Right, you need to be real.
Yes.
If you're going to be a band and you're going to promote yourself, you need to be real with your fans.
You don't want to be known just for the social
Right,
media.
exactly. But I'm saying you need to get that interaction with your fans because they're the ones supporting you and getting out there and seeing your shows. Hey, let's go see Gavin tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's important.
It's a new way of putting out flyers everywhere. You know, at some point, it's the largest used communication. That's where you have to promote. No one goes to the post office and sees a flyer for that show or that show.
But you know what, though? It is there for you.
It is.
You know, it's a great tool.
Definitely a tool.
And I don't hate you for it. Because I mean, it's an important part of my job is to get the word out.
I'm more so mean. I hate a lot of what it's kind of done for my generation and stuff like that. Not so much. It's definitely very, very useful tool. I think that it's getting deep right now, but part of it, I think
that's what the show's all about, people. Realism.
Yeah, it was definitely a deeper meaning than what I meant. But
things have gotten easier.
Right.
It's easier to communicate with people, so therefore no one wants to go out and do certain things if you can sit in the comfort of your own home. Especially true. You know, why go see a show or do this or that when you can just download the music and see them live stream it on Facebook? It's just,
why go to the movie theater when you can wait for it to be on streaming?
It's easily accessible.
Yeah, and you know, like you said, there is a two-sided coin to this. You know, I mean, we make a project, you know, it goes right to Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. You know, nobody goes into a record store yet. You know, and I think that's for this.
Yeah, going to a record store is where a lot of people discovered music back then. That does not exist anymore. Going and see your local rock acts at a music scene now again. You saw us at Banff. And Banff is one of the very few places, like venues nowadays that still have kind of like a scene where people just go on Friday night. There's not a whole lot of venues nowadays that people just go. So let's see what band's playing on Friday night. You know, like
that needs to come back. I think.
You know, the degradation of CD sales and record sales, things like that. That's what one major form of revenue is. It's actually one of the most at the time major form. Because with streaming services, you get dividends on penny per stream. So when that's all said and done, there's really no way to make any money from that. It's all about making money. How do you support your band? The only thing now is merchandise.
Yeah, merchandise, ticket sales, you know, following you on social media, the more followers you have, the easier it is to get gigs, am I right?
That's correct. And, you know, with the social media stuff, there's some companies that would like to reach out. That kind of brings in a little bit of revenue to help support everything, but that's about it.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. I mean, social media matters way more than it should. You know, getting gigs, because there's bands that we booked on festivals that are our age that have maybe 40,000 more followers than us, even though I can sell 300 more tickets than them in that area.
But you look bigger because you have a bigger number.
Right.
Yes.
You know?
But you know what? Thank you guys so much for stopping in. It was great to see you again, Gavin.
It was great
And
talking.
once you guys get ready for that new record, hit me up and then we'll do a follow-up interview. Great meeting you. Catch out these guys on the road. New music coming soon.
Thank you.
Okay, and we'll be right back. All right, folks. Welcome back to Rockin' Pod here, 2025. I'm sitting with my friend here, Mr. Tuck Smith. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've been excited about talking to you because last time I didn't get a chance to talk to you.
Yes. What's cool is they set me up this year with all different podcasters.
Okay.
So everything's fresh.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, great. Because I want to talk about this new music that you have out.
Okay. Let's go for it.
Yeah. Tell us about the album, what the title is, and
I think it came out like 6 months ago. It's called Road to Redemption. And it's the first record that I basically did on my own. I produced everything and recorded most everything. It was like a really big leap of faith for me. I was kind of worried, but you know, in the end, everything turned out good. So
it's
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Thank you.
So, how do you feel about living in Nashville and the music scene right now?
It's definitely growing up in Atlanta. Coming from there, it's been a culture shock. Atlanta's very blue collar, very gritty. Nashville's very polished and kind of different. And there's pros and cons to both. I will say I think it was a really good decision for me to move here. I've been very happy. It's very peaceful here. And I've been really busy producing with other artists here and writing. And I've got a nice little studio over here. And life is good. Enjoying it a lot. And there's so much talent here. It's like a vortex. I've never been around this many talented people. It's unbelievable.
How is your process working with other artists?
it just varies. You know, sometimes if I'm working with a band, I can show up to the rehearsal space and we get the songs in line, and then other times I'm like almost doing consulting or like building a band's brand and creating a sound. So every job is different.
Well, that's great because I love Nashville. I was here in 23 for Rockin' Pod. What does Rockin' Pod mean to you as far as getting all of us together, podcasters and just musicians?
I mean this in the best possible way. It's like the coolest like community of rock and roll nerds because we're all into the nerd.
Right.
Like these aren't casual music fans. These are like people that are very, very into the history and details. So it's cool. It's like a bunch of outcasts. I like it.
Yeah, like your style is so amazing. Like if you had to give somebody younger, okay, that's maybe just starting out in business advice, what would you tell them?
Well, I don't know if I'm the right person to ask because
I've
made a lot.
Because there's a lot of young people that look up to you, and I mean, like, what advice would you?
I would probably give different advice than what a label or a manager would tell you because, to me, I think integrity, artistic integrity, and doing your own thing, to me, is more powerful than like trying to pander. And right now, if you go to a lot of in the industry is they want you to really focus on being social media influencers. And if you want to be a social media influencer and that's what you're into, then more power to you. But if you're trying to force yourself to do something you don't really want, you're going to fail. You're sending conflicting energies to the universe. So to me, like, you have to do art for the right reasons. If you're doing it to get famous or to make money, then be an influencer. If not, it's not going to work. Just work on making a great body of art, being true to yourself, and crafting your passion. What I think. So, I've gotten a lot of arguments because I don't want to do some of the stuff that's expected out of you being a musician, and people go, blah, blah, blah.
And I agree. I think in this business, regardless if you're a musician or a rock journalist, I think you have to have passion for this business. I think you have to have the drive.
Yes.
Because just as a musician, my work doesn't stop. I mean, I have a full-time job and I work 24/7 at my show.
Yeah, it has to be a passion
It is.
that turns into a profit.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to love it and be willing to do it for free.
Yeah.
Like when I was coming up, I started touring as a teenager. We slept on floors and shit, and ate $1 $5 football the whole day. It wasn't about the money; it was about the love for it. So, the passion's the driving force.
Yeah, and I think in some aspects, I think a lot of these younger people have lost their passion. I think they've lost a little bit of their drive.
I'm not sure, like if I was coming up now, if I was 18 years old
right now,
and I wanted to be in a band and it had to come with the baggage and empty calories of all the bullshit, I probably would stray away from music. Because I just wanted to fucking be the Ramones or whoever, Ace Frehley or Johnny Thunders, and I wanted to fucking go play fucking rock and roll and sweat, and now it's like, oh, you have to make X amount of content and do this. But here's the thing, the game has changed, and so I do social media too, but, it's just, you have to do
You're good at it, though.
You have to do what's in alignment with your soul, and that's the most important.
Yeah, and you do great at your socials.
Thank you.
Yeah, I follow you.
I have to do. Look at this fucking dream. I would hate to be hit by these.
But yeah, I mean, I think the industry has changed. As far as it becoming a more social media business. And I remember back in the '80s, they were signing bands in the bathrooms, one album deals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wild
like hundreds a week.
Yeah.
They would send talent scouts out looking for these bands on in LA at all the clubs. Now, it's not like that.
No.
A lot of these people, the younger ones, they get a deal just like Motley Crue. I don't think so.
It's not really happening, but I will say this: with this much bullshit, it's amazing because now you can have a band, build your fan base using the internet, which is amazing, and you can do direct to consumer. So I'm not bashing on social media. You just got to do what's right with yourself because I can sell a bunch of shit on my website to people who love my music, and I can cut out the entire thing. You know, which is amazing. Which is amazing. Yeah. So that DIY kind of punk ethic that I grew up on, it really applies more today now than ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can make all the money, and you're not giving it to the record company, so you're not getting what 10 cents an album. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yes. The only thing is different. I'm very blessed because I can record and make my own records.
Right.
And I don't take that for granted. But yeah, it's the fucking Wild West out here. Yeah.
And being from Vegas, trust me, it's like that out there too. I mean, it's.
Yeah. You know what? What's cool is it'll separate the lifers from the hobbyists.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm a lifer, man. I grew
You're
up
a goddamn lifer.
I grew up listening to Johnny Cash, man, in my crib. You know, that's how I got involved in with music, and it's stuck with me.
It's amazing.
I love all kinds of music. Like, what are some of your influences?
I love all music so much. I'm a song guy. You know, I love the classics, CCR and the Beatles.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
the,
Bad
I
Company.
love the Kinks. Yeah, and I love the first wave of punk movement, all the CBGB stuff. I really love the first wave of British glam, Sweet, Slade, T-Rex,
Gosh, yeah.
on and on. And I love American and British power pop from the late 70s, new wave, 80s rock. I love 90s. I mean,
You like all of it like I do.
I like the good tunes, yeah.
Yeah, if it's good, it's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, because you still have that bluesy aspect about you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Voice,
I
a
just
little
look.
bit.
I'm Southern.
That's at least that's what
I'm Southern.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
you
I
are,
can't
but
help
you
it.
still have that charm
Oh.
in your voice,
Southern.
which I love.
Thank you.
So, what is going on with Tuck in 25 now?
Gonna release an EP very soon here in the next couple months. We're gonna release the first single, probably late May, early June. And then every 6 weeks we'll do a tune. We'll have some music videos coming out. I'm working on tour dates now. That'll be announced shortly.
Very cool, very cool. I wish you'd come to Vegas.
It's been harder to get out there, you know, just because the expense. And I haven't been to Vegas in years. I heard it's the happening spot.
Dance.
Yeah, I heard that's the happening spot.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great one. We have a lot of pop-ups now, like Bonfire.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of little clubs. The Composer's Room is a hot little spot that a lot of people don't know about right now. But yeah, I mean, it's Vegas is really still.
I heard a lot of people from LA are moving there, like artists and bands and music lovers.
Stephen Piercy or Ratlin's
Yeah,
there.
well, you know, I'm a huge Michael Monroe fan. I know they just played Vamp and it's sold out.
Yeah.
Which is fucking cool.
Yeah, I missed that. You don't know how mad I am.
I'm a huge annoying Michael
Oh,
Monroe.
are you kidding? When I heard that it was the same day as Rocket Podcast, I almost lost it.
I know, you know, people love Hanoi Rocks and I love them, but I love the Michael Monroe solo records so much. Like the songs
He
are
is so
good.
dynamic.
I got to play Club Vista with my old band, which is in Finland, and it's like the club Hanoi Rocks cut their teeth.
Yeah.
And I'm like in the backstage. I'm like, this is where Hanoi Rocks was in 1984.
How fucking
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
is that?
yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah, I just saw some of the photos. My friends were in the front row. Oh my god. So many.
Yeah, that motherfucker can go.
Oh,
he's 62.
Unbelievable.
And he's 25 years old on stage.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, his show sold out in Vegas.
I love that.
Yeah.
He used to not do that many. I remember a while ago, like, you know, they went to tour here because the turnout was so bad.
Yeah. No, he did a small tour. This was a small tour for him.
Yeah, but the shows have been sold out.
Yeah.
So a lot of before, I know there wasn't doing a lot of people. So that's how cool.
Yeah, he's playing with Whiskey tonight.
Amazing. Yeah.
And it's sold out
Amazing.
as well.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Amazing.
But yeah, so that's kind of your influences. The English rock, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, I love, you know, my favorite bands like Cheap Trick.
Oh my God.
And Thin
I'm from
Lizzy.
Chicago. Cheap Trick.
I
Oh my God.
Yes. I love Midwestern stuff. Like, there's a band from Chicago called The Hounds.
Oh my
that I
God,
love.
yeah.
And then you've got
You ever for a band called
Holland? Go find their record now.
Oh yeah, it's a big picture of like a soul cover, and it has Holland on there.
Okay, cool.
You're gonna love it.
Always,
Tommy Holland was the lead singer
Really?
of that band. Killer.
I'm always looking for those kind of American rock / power pop gems. The Midwest had a lot. And there's a band from the 90s in Chicago I love called Material Issue. They're amazing. But yeah, I love that area.
Yeah, Chicago is really becoming again a really rock.
Played there last summer. Yeah, it was awesome at Reggie's. It was killer.
Oh, Reggie's is great.
Yeah, we played this small room. It was sold out. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, the Reggie's is a great club in Chicago.
Good food, good bar food.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to hearing some great stuff from you, Tuck, this year.
Yeah, are you coming to the show tonight?
Tonight, we'll see. We'll see how I
She's
survive.
coming.
We'll see how I survive today.
You'll be all right.
But it was great talking to you. Tonight, Tuck has a big show at Eastside Bowl, doing his fine.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna whoop your ass.
But thank you, Tuck. We'll talk again soon.
You're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. And we'll be right back. Hi, it's Rockin' Pod Fest 2025, and I'm here with my friend, Ace Van Johnson. What's up, man?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
You are the busiest guy
I try to stay busy.
in rock and roll. Man, you're on tour constantly. What if, where's the tour going now? Like, you're out. I saw your tour. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a long tour. We leave in 10 days. Pennsylvania, way southwest. And the end of May, got June off. And dates in July all over the place. And half of August now, we're back out in Tonky. Supporting the new record. And that's probably my year.
Yeah, I saw it. Last time I saw you, I didn't see you with Vamp, but I did see you with Tom Peter at Wesley. That was a great show.
We infamously gave him a run for the money.
Oh, yeah, you did. That was like phenomenal. So, like, I know you live in Nashville. How do you like living here?
I love Nashville. I really enjoy that it's very community. I've been here since my 5th year. Very well connected. It's a beautiful city. We get all 4 seasons, sometimes in one day. And it's a nice change of scenery. My whole life in Los Angeles. And back to my buck. I mean, I have a house myself. It's nice. You have that house.
Nice and relaxing because I'm originally from Chicago, so I kind of crave a little bit of that. Living in Vegas, you usually really don't get that unless I go to
It's nice.
Yeah, but you're so talented. You have been in this business for decades. I don't want to date you or anything, but I mean, you really, really know this business. So here's a question for you. If you could give your younger self advice about getting into the music, what would you tell yourself?
For me personally, I would have taken guitar lessons. I would have taken guitar lessons. I don't know what the notes are called, or the scales, or the modes. I mean, muscle memory, and I can play certain things, certain styles. I've never had a lesson. I don't know how to do it. I wish I did. And sometimes I'll sit down and try to a bit, but it seems a little late for me now. So I guess if I could go back, I'd have done that. And I probably would have. I don't know. I guess if it's specific to me, there's probably some relationships I probably would have developed better over the years, and a couple of relationships I would have cut off. So, hindsight is 2020, right?
Oh yeah, definitely 2020. But the business in general has changed.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about social media playing a big part in
That's today's market. I don't disagree with that or have anything against TikTok influencers. It's able to develop a brand or grow an audience. I think it's great. I think it's using the tools. It's obviously a completely different world from my youth. I was 10 years ago in the industry. I can appreciate it. It's not necessarily for me. Regularly, people are like, oh, I talked to you on Facebook. I said, I don't have a Facebook. I have a Facebook 2019, etc. Yeah, you know, I have these platforms. It's almost like I have Instagram. I don't really post to it. Maybe some stories or some but I have them sort of. I'm not utilizing the way that most people do. Mostly because I grasp prefer to be in an event like this, to meet face to face or talk to somebody in reality or outside the bus or at an event or at a show, rather than DMing and selfies and stuff. I understand that that's the world we live in, but I still have to lean that.
Yeah, I'm still into the old school vibe myself. Back in the 80s, things were a lot different. And a lot of the upcoming artists, they think they're going to get a record contract in Nashville. It's worth like $50 million. And let's come back down to reality. That's not going to happen, And it's tough out there, even for like a well-established band. But are there any struggles for you guys that you guys are hitting up against right now?
I think any band that's a legacy act that's maybe not I think if you're still playing theaters or clubs, all they got is fortunate to be in theaters and some clubs and some smaller places and some larger places.
But you still sell them out.
We do, yeah, from time to time, yes. But I definitely think it's not as glamorous as maybe people think it is. And it's definitely not like it was even when I first got into the industry in the late 90s. Buses and a box truck for the year and 17 crew guys.
Right.
It's a little more pared down. So it can be humbling at times. And, I guess would be the next thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, usually for decades, what are some of your favorite cities that you guys play?
I always love playing in New York City proper and playing a Hollywood show. Hometown gigs always great. I go to Chicago. I love playing Nashville. That's stand out.
Yeah, because I know when you guys play dance, you always play 2 nights back.
Yeah, that's
Because Vegas loves their band. They really love. So, besides the tour, are you producing anybody or working on any other projects?
I have a project with my friend Christian Martucci right now that's sort of yet to be named, etc. Christian is known for his time at Blackstar Riders and Stone Sour, Cordial, and CMLT band. So Christian and I are writing, we've been working together maybe hoping that something will see the light of day by the end of the year, maybe by the fall. So that's something we'll look forward to. I try to spend most of my time. I have a Patreon, I'm pretty active there.
Okay.
So I spend a lot of time with the animal shelter.
You love animals.
Yeah.
That's one of your. How many dogs do you have?
I have one.
Okay.
I have 3, but 2 of them are just pets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just had 2 dogs recently pass away.
Mine was about 2 months ago.
And they were both 16, so it was really hard. And my friends are like, "Are you gonna get a new dog?" I'm like, "I don't know." An animal rescue will be something that my heart is into. Nashville, how is Nashville with their animal rescue?
There's a lot of organizations here that are great. Nashville Humane, Backs and Balls. so many that I'm going to here. Rabbit sanctuary that just
Rabbits are so amazing.
and you know, it's just they say it all.
But yeah, it's horrible the way Vegas has a very strong
Yes.
yeah, it's just great. I'm glad you're into the humanitarian things. I think rock and roll and humanity is very. So, what are some things that you do? Like, do you have any hobbies or anything interesting? Oh, okay. I love those classic posters.
So actually, like album promo posters and tour flyers and stuff back in the 70s.
That's great, because I always would love to pick artist brains about what they do.
That's what I collect, yeah.
Well, you know, Ace, it was great talking to you finally. Have a great tour. I'm sure I'm going to see you out in the Vegas area soon. And we'll be right back. All right, everybody, hop in. And thank you guys. Keep watching because I have a few more interviews here. I have Roy Cappy coming up next. You know, I mean, from Cold Sweat and the Fifth. This guy is killer. He sang last night. It blew me away. So anyway, stay tuned. Back at Rockin' Pod 2025, I am here with my friend, Mr. Roy Cappy. What's up, Roy?
What's up, girl? Great to see you.
Great to see you. Last night, you killed it.
Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. I'm always flattered to be asked to perform at the Rare Hair because I'm up on stage with like the drummer Court Seb and Brian Forsyth of Kicks. You know, you get to go up on stage and jam with these amazing musicians. But I guess everybody really liked my version of James.
Oh my God, that was killer, dude.
Yeah.
Totally killer. But you know what? You've got some new music out, so I definitely let's talk about it. You've got a new album out with the Fifth.
Yes.
How long have you guys been working on that? Quite a while, right?
It's been about 2.5 years that we've been working on it. You know, we were the first band signed to Ron Keel's new label, RFK Media. No pressure, you know. And we were lucky enough to have Ron, who is, you know, still performing. He's still an artist. He's still doing shows. So he was never pressured us to like, hey, when's the record going to be finished? Hey, come on, let's get this finished. Come on. He kind of let us organically finish writing it, get it recorded, because he wanted to have us, you know, to be proud of it, to be the best product it could be. So it's been about little over 2 years to get it done, but I couldn't be happier and prouder of it because I think it's the best material that I've ever done.
Yeah. Now, did you write any of that material during COVID?
I think a couple of the riffs happened through the whole COVID thing, you know.
Yeah.
It was a long, drawn-out process. You know, there was a lot of material that had been kind of like sitting on the shelf that we finally kind of got the chance to develop. We started working with producer Chris McClernand, who's also my bass player for Cold Sweat. He was also in Saigon Kick. Chris really brought the best out of us and brought the best out of me, and it was great to get his creative input on everything. But there were
were a couple of riffs that were, first came out through the whole thing.
Now, what's the title of the new record again?
We Are One is the title of the
And the first single?
The first single is Blind, which was just released. I think it was like about a week and a half.
I heard it, man. Killer.
Thanks, man. I mean, I'm really kind of surprised that Ron chose that one to be the first single coming out of the gate. And I think he wanted to choose a heavier, more melodic song because we've got a lot of different types of rock music on it. There's commercial stuff, there's heavier stuff. So he chose that one. It's heavy, it's melodic, it's got really strong vocals and also a smoking guitar solo. So it's strong out of the gate.
I can't wait to hear the whole thing. I got to hear the whole thing.
Well, I'm really proud about this one because at heart, I'm still a fan, and we wanted, there's my voice. I wanted, and the rest of the guys wanted to put out a record that from beginning to end, there's no tracks that you're going to want to skip. We want the fans to get their money's worth. We concentrated and worked really hard to make sure the artwork was great. The photos look good, but most of all, the music. It's a good listen. There's 12 songs on it, and it's one of those CDs that you put it on in your car and you do the road trip, and you're not wanting to skip any song.
My God, I know you just came off the Monsters of Rock. How was your experience doing that?
Well, it's my second time doing it, and it's always an amazing experience because you get to spend so much good quality time with the fans. And what's really cool about the Monsters of Rock cruise is you're on a ship in the middle of the ocean with thousands of people that love the same kind of music, same kind of mindset, that really love rock and roll. So it's a great time. You get to see bands that you don't normally get to see, but mostly it's that close one-on-one contact that you get with the fans, which is really a lot of fun. I mean, that's what it's all about for me.
But you just did a little stint in Vegas and rating the Rock Ball.
Yes.
So I'm going to pick your brain on this. How was your experience playing in Vegas?
It was everything I thought it would be. Oddly enough, when Cold Sweat played the M3 Festival, I got to meet Michael T. Ross, who's the music director.
I know Michael.
You know Michael, great guy. And he's also the keyboard player for Aldo Nova. So I met Michael at M3, and after a couple of phone calls and stuff like that, he invited me out to come do the show. And it was a lot of fun, and they want me to come out and do it again. And
this time I'm going to come.
Yeah, so that's your stomping ground.
I know, it's my stomping ground. It seems I'm always covering something or interviewing somebody. But, man, your voice is powerful. I think I really got to kind of absorb it last night when you were singing. What is your process to get your voice as killer as it is?
I live like a monk. I mean, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I try, go to the gym and try to go to the gym every day. I try and eat good. It's really kind of singers, you get all the glory and all the scorn, but for me, I've always been one of those guys that really focused on my voice. I've always tried to be as good of a singer as I can be, but I'm like a singer nerd. On the Monsters of Rock cruise, I drank 2 beers the whole cruise.
That was it.
That was it. So I'm walking around, I'm the guy drinking the hot tea. I've got the little portable vocal nebulizer that's like voicing in the vocal cords. I've got a humidifier in my room. I'm a singer nerd, but I mean, I really believe that, if you're going to do this at the high level that I do in that, you've got to take care of this thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's your tool.
Yes.
I mean, crazy enough, but yeah. And I mean, you have been one busy guy.
Yes.
Let's talk about the rest of 2025 here. What is going to go on with the fifth? Are we going to see you guys on the road?
You are going to see us on the road. We're about to start booking some shows. We've got Bad Marriage just signed to RFK Media. They're label mates with us now. So I'm planning on us doing some tours with those guys. The fifth is going to be busy. You never know what's going to happen with Cold Sweat.
Yeah, Cold Sweat just re-released some vinyl.
Yeah.
Very killer.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
It was the label's idea. When we decided to release Unburied Alive, which was all the whole demos,
after the whole cold sweat thing when we got dropped from MCA. You know, those demos had been sitting in the vault for years and years. And we released it on CD. We put some live tracks from the Mannheim Super Rock Festival that we did. And the response was amazing. So the label come up with the idea, like, hey, you guys, you know, let's write a new tune. You know, we were already talking about putting a new song together. So we wrote a new song. The label come up with the idea of like, hey, let's re-release Unburied Alive and put the new single on it. So, you know, for us to have a new single after like 37 years, you know.
Well, when I was reading about them, I'm like, damn, that's great.
Yeah.
Because there's so many Cold Sweat bands out there.
Cold Sweat is one of those bands that we very much have like a cult following.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we came at the end of the whole hair band era. You know, it's like 89, 90, right when grunge was starting to take over. So we didn't really get our just due. But the people that got that record and saw us live, they're so loyal to us, and they love us still to this day. So we've got some really rabid fans, and we felt like, hey, we deserve to give them a taste of where we would have gone if we hadn't lost the deal with MCA. So, you know, we were already planning on going in a little bit more of a Tesla hard rock kind of direction and kind of start steering away from the commercial white snaky kind of sound that we had. So Loud and Forever is you know, it's basically where we would have gone if everything would have kept going.
So are you testing the waters?
I'm always testing the water. I've got my water wings on all the time.
With Cold Sweat?
Yeah, with Cold Sweat. I mean, you know, the way the music industry is now, especially, you know, for rock bands, you know, you got to have a lot of irons in the fire. You've got to have a lot of multiple projects going on so that, you know, between the Fifth and with Cold Sweat, I also sing in a Boston tribute band. So it's like I'm doing a lot of different stuff at the same time. All of it is really keeping me up on my vocal chops.
Yeah, because I think that's the whole thing. I interviewed a singer a little ways back, and he says if he doesn't have multiple gigs, his voice suffers. Is that correct?
To a certain extent, you know, for me, I'm a lifer. I've been singing since the age of 15 years old.
Right.
So it's like I've always been singing. I've always been performing. Even when Cold Sweat disbanded, I continued on singing. I put the Fifth together. That's been going for several years. So I'm just one of those guys that's always been singing. And you know, the phrase, if you don't use it, you lose it. There's a lot of truth to that with your voice and with anything else. You just got to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
What's your feeling on social media playing a big part in how a band succeeds?
It's a double-edged sword, you know. Social media has made it very easy to be more accessible to your fans, and that's a great thing. But you also there's an illusion with social media as well. And a lot of bands have learned how you can buy likes, you can buy follows,
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Right, you know, so you can put forth this illusion to like the agents and the bookers and the labels that, oh, you know, we've got 150,000 followers, and the fact of the matter is they bought the majority of those likes and clicks. So, you know, there's an illusion with social media. It's very helpful in one way, but in another way, just like with society in general, you know, let's be real. Social media has not made us very social.
It's made us antisocial.
It's made us,
in some aspects.
in a lot of aspects, it's made us antisocial, and it's made people a lot more willing to, they'd rather sit at home and scroll, or swipe left.
You gotta get these people out to a rock show, boy.
Yep.
I mean, that's the reason why I do this show.
Right.
Is we have to bring all this to the forefront. You have to support your local bands. Local artists need your support. I mean, we don't want this to die, Roy.
Well, right, and people like you that do the podcast and do what you do, you guys are keeping the genre alive. You guys are really the lifeblood of it, because we're
not getting the full support from the major labels anymore. MTV doesn't play the videos anymore. You know, so it's up to people like you guys. And what really should have been a wake-up call for everyone is the amount of venues that closed down during COVID. You know, so it's like people are going out less and less and less. So like it goes back to what I said. Social media has made us less social because, you know, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, if you wanted to find a chick, you had to go out to a club and you had to go hunt.
No kidding, right?
You're right. You had to go out and hunt. You had to learn how to spit a little game. You had to learn how to talk.
If I wanted to find a long-haired dude with a guitar, I had to go to a club.
Right. You know, you had to go out. You had to go meet people. And a lot of that has been lost because people now are like, they're willing to just sit on social media, send somebody a DM. You know,
yeah, because they think it's easy. They've gotten lazy and complacent.
Everyone, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, we can't lose the passion of
Right.
this industry.
Right.
And that's my whole thing with the show, Roy, is to bring the passion back to the forefront of rock and roll.
Well, you know, rock and roll has always been a very passionate, emotional music. It was always meant to bring out emotions in people. And if you don't go out and experience it live, you're going to miss out on the true meaning of what these songs are meant to be. You know, you've got to get out there. You gotta sweat a little. You gotta breathe in. You gotta, you know, there's nothing like going to a show when there's the sweat, and there's the smell of beer on the floor. And,
oh yeah.
You know, I mean, there's
stepping on a broken glass or a beer bottle.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's you know, there's a lot of people now that are like, oh my God, no, I don't want to do that.
Please.
But it's like that's living.
That's
to me.
rock and roll.
That's rock and roll. You got to go out there. You know, a good rock club is a total auditory, audio-visual experience. You know?
Oh, of course it is.
You know, you got the sound, you got the lights, you got the people, and that adds to the whole experience.
Yeah, and I think Rating the Rock Bowl is a great platform for you. I mean, that Michael T. Ross is amazing.
Yes.
He's such a nice guy.
Yes.
He's one of the best musicians in Vegas.
Yes,
He's
he is.
completely busy too.
Oh yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
I rarely see him out.
Yes.
Rarely.
He's always doing shows. And Rating the Rock Bowl was like, it was such an honor for me because it's like, if you're playing on that stage with those guys, you've kind of reached a level in your own career that, you know, you're there. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm on stage with Blas Elias. I'm on stage with
I know Blas. He's amazing.
Such a sweet guy.
He is.
I mean, we got to hang out a little bit.
Runner. That guy runs like marathons and triathlons.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, Blas is a great guy. I'm on stage with Rowan Robertson and Dio. You know, I mean, it's like there's just so many amazing people in that show. So if you're doing that kind of show, it's like you really kind of feel like I'm worthy, you know.
Right. But it's just a great night out.
Yes.
You know, for people. But why don't you give everybody your socials for it and where they can find all the information about Fifth and you?
You can find me on Facebook under Roy Cathy, and that's Cathey. Our website is thefifthmusic.com. You can also find Cold Sweat on social media, on Instagram, Facebook. You know, just type in The Fifth or Cold Sweat or Roy Cathy, and you will find me. I'm easy to find.
Buy those vinyls. They're fucking killer, dude.
Yes, rfkmedia.com is where you can order all the Cold Sweat.
Let's thank Mr. Ron Keel himself, Mr. RFK Media himself. He's an amazing guy.
Yes, Ron is a great person to be leading the charge, having that to be your label president. You know, he's out there performing and writing music still to this day. So it's not like you got some corporate suit in the office.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Roy, we're going to keep in touch.
Yes, ma'am.
As we always do.
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll be right back. Back at Rockin' Podfest 2025. I'm here with my friend Bull from Bull Los Buffaloes.
Correct.
See, I said it.
Great accent.
Aren't you proud of me?
Bull y los Buffaloes.
Yeah, there we go. I think close enough, right?
No, pretty good. Pretty good.
So this guy is so talented. He has an amazing band. I interviewed him in 23, and he's originally from Spain, right?
Okay. Spain.
right? And you ended up moving to Austin.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to talk about. He has an amazing documentary out. So we're going to talk about like how did this come about? I think we were talking about this back in 23.
A little bit we were talking about, but now the project is we just finished the movie filming part. We are in the editing process. We have like about 45 minutes, 50 minutes down. Because it was 2 years filming.
Wow.
So the documentary basically is about my music journey, Spain to the United States of America, chasing the American dream.
Of course.
There's a rock and roll American dream.
Yeah.
It's all the how the rock and roll impacted my life to the point that I left my country, my family, my rock and roll band there, and a nice life with a pretty beautiful country, just to become to be an immigrant. So the documentary is about all the struggles that you have to go through as a musician and also as an immigrant, like getting a green card, getting a work permit, learning the language, adapting to a new culture,
right?
All the ups and downs, and how I broke into the American market because I'm more based on the American, the Anglo-speakers market than the Latin market. Which was kind of difficult because I have an accent. Americans are pretty proud and pretty good.
But when you sing, I don't hear the accent.
Sometimes it's the accent is still there, but sometimes it plays in a good way because it's refreshing, it's new, and I always say that I don't speak English very well, but I speak rock and roll pretty good.
Which is good for me. So yeah, okay, so this has been I know this has been a journey for you over the past couple of years. Tell us really, without giving the movie away, of course, like what are some of the struggles that you're dealing with? You've moved to Nashville,
yeah,
and Nashville has welcomed you.
Yes.
With open arms here.
Yes.
How do you feel about the music differentiating from Austin to Nashville?
Well, there's a huge difference. And I love Austin. I only have good things to say about Austin. Austin treated me very well during 9 years. And Austin has a great music thing about live music. We have great venues, amazing talented bands. However, we don't have like a music industry like management, publishing. We don't have even ASCAP in my office, in my small office. So the big difference between Nashville and Austin, which are the new music cities that used to be in New York and LA, is all the music industry is concentrated and located here in Nashville. Any entertainment labels, all the publishing, great producers, great musicians. So that's the biggest difference between Austin and Nashville. Music is involved in both towns, a lot of festivals, a lot of great bands playing. But here in Nashville, we have this today, rock and pop, podcast people, radio people. So that's a huge difference. If you want to keep it independent, it's okay. But if you want to expand your brand and get in a big tour or international, you need a team. You need a team. And
you need a team, and it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Correct. And the team, you can find it here in us.
Yeah.
It's a place to be.
And you've been playing some shows here. I've been watching you.
Yes.
So tell me about the first time you stepped on a Nashville stage. How was it for you?
It was pretty good because I'm sponsored by Gibson Guitars. So Gibson, they moved the headquarters from LA to Nashville, and they also have a place called Gibson Garage. That is a guitar shop and also a showcase for guitars, and they have a stage. So since I'm sponsored by them, they offered me the stage to play there. It's a beautiful place, and we did some showcase for the music industry people, and also open doors for whatever they want. It was a pretty good show. We filmed it, and it's the last thing that we put in the documentary, by the way.
Okay.
And,
yeah.
We filmed it and we put it in the documentary.
So, I mean, now how long have you been now here?
6 months.
Do you love it?
I love it. I love it so
I could just tell about your socials and how happy you were.
I'm very excited.
Being
and very
in the community and being surrounded by your peers.
Yes.
And I think it's great for you.
I think it's totally amazing. Well, in the last month, I have 6 managers interviewing me. Meeting 6 managers. I didn't have that in my whole career. In only 1 month. 6 managers that are interested in working with me. We don't know if we're going or not, and it didn't happen with me in Austin or LA or Madrid or maybe you can these days you can do it by yourself without but I'm aiming for a big team. It's, we have a documentary coming, and I was playing international, and everyone I come back to.
Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna submit that documentary to Sundance? I hope.
Yes, yeah, we're gonna submit it to a lot of festivals and places, and we're gonna do a private screening here. So we have a lot of plans for the documentary.
Oh, I am so excited to see what the story is. Because I know we talked, I mean, before,
Yes.
and you have such a great story.
Thank you. Now, in the documentary, we talk about topics, obviously my story from my point of view, but at the same time, we talk about the regular struggle for the musician, paying your bills, and having a family.
Sacrificing.
And in my case, I have to sacrifice my family, my culture, my language, so that I become to be a homeless during the pandemic because I couldn't work and I have my work visa in those days only allowed me to work in this business, and everything the music was shut down.
It was shut down, yeah.
So it was a difficult, but we overcome everything, and the comeback was pretty good. And then it's a story of never giving up. I always call my music stubborn rock. And I'm very stubborn. People call me the bull.
Yeah.
And never giving up. And one of the genius love of the rock and roll. We are here because we love rock and roll. And that's what make us happy and make us who we are.
We have to keep rock alive.
Yes.
That's my whole premise of the show, is to expose artists like yourself and to keep the language going. Because I think there's been since COVID came back, I still think there's a big disconnect between the artist and the audience.
It could be.
You
Yes.
know? And what are your feelings on social media and how it plays a part in your success?
Well, social media these days is very important. It's like the radio in the 80s, MTV in the 80s. Like it's a good platform to expose your music and yourself. But you can base everything in social media. I mean, it's great like having a podcast and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. It's a big portion. But you have to be playing. You have to be playing, and you need to have many tools. The social media tools are extremely important these days because it's a way to put. We're filming this and could be more in Japan. People can enjoy it.
Exactly.
That's the big power of you guys that you have in digital media, which is amazing. That we can put it tomorrow and the whole world can see it, and it's free. So it's very important. I'm very grateful that the digital promotion did. But at the same time, we need to keep our sort of organic contact with the people. Like going to the shows, like go to the merchandising table, talk with your friends, talk with your followers, hugging them.
Merchandise is really important.
Yes, and the merchandising, every show that I play, I go to the merchandising table. Doesn't matter if they want to buy my merch or not. I want to talk with them. I want to be with them. I want to be with them.
Right. You want to get to know them as an individual, why they came to see you.
Correct. Because, again, social media is great, but somebody keeps distance between the artists.
The disconnect.
Disconnect, yeah. So being in the places like these and being face to face with people is also important. But yeah, social media is amazing.
Yeah. So, okay, so you're almost done with this documentary. You're playing great shows in Nashville.
Yes.
What is the rest of the year 2025 looking for you?
Well, I'm writing a new songs, and I met new producers here in Nashville. I'm going to have an interview next week. We're planning to, I don't know if we will have it ready for 2025, but I'm writing new songs. So the plans are to put the documentary out, putting a new album out, and hit the road again.
Now, do you plan on staying just in Nashville, or are you going to play out?
I'm going to play out. So, most of the times I play Midwest. I love Midwest to play.
Oh, Midwest is great. You played in Chicago, my hometown.
I love Chicago.
And that was a great crowd for you.
Yeah, because we were opening for 30th Special.
Yeah.
And also we did another gig opening for Richmond and Punk for Share from Rock.
Yes.
So we have like 2,000 people at the theater in St. Charles.
That was great exposure for you.
And honestly, I love to play for anyone in any country, in any place. The Midwest has something special. I think the Midwest people are very authentic and really, really speak rock and roll.
Yeah. Rock and and roll in the Midwest. I grew up in Chicago. Let me tell you, that was a big part of my life. You know, Cheap Trick, Sticks, classic rock. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Midwest. And the Midwest is actually kind of making a comeback with music right now. So, yeah, there's a strong rock community. I've been interviewing quite a number of artists lately in the past couple months in Chicago. So, yeah, great area to start playing.
And yeah, everybody in the Midwest is amazing, and the people are buying merchandising, and these people are cool and very humble and very close people, and they love us more. It's kind of weird because as Spaniards, I always thought like the South was going to be the most place, which is it. Right. It's special. And so when I came here, and I live in Texas, and I played a park in Texas, and I love it. The biggest volcano of my music, it was not out of it was a picture of life. Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin for sure.
Illinois.
They're hungry for rock and roll, my friend.
Yes.
Hungry. You know, and I think that's what you're going to see in 25 is you're going to see a lot of fans that are hungry for original material. They want to see an original band. And they want to see you break a string. They want to see that mic stand fall down or, on the drum kit or do something. You know what I mean? So we're looking for that.
It was funny because the first time that I played in St. Charles, in Chicago, outside Chicago, and the theater, this
Arcadia is amazing.
Yeah, sorry about my accent.
No, you're good.
Arcadia is one of the best theaters that I ever played. So the first time I played with A3, with opening for A3, the second time we were playing in the same bill with Lynch Long and So a lot of people that came to my first show with A3,
they came back.
And they went to the Met side. I remember it was $100 a ticket, something like that. They came to me and said, "We came to the show for you." No, you came from Brad, and you came from Beach Long. I almost got we came for you. So you pay $100 for my event. We had the opening night. No, we came because we saw you play.
See, I'm telling you, once they see you and see how crunch your band is, and how rock there, man, you're gonna have a great rest of 25.
It surprised me not a bit because most of my show is in English. And I always sneak a couple of songs in Spanish.
Right, of course.
It's my language, and I understand rock and roll in English and rock and roll language. But I speak rock and roll too in Spanish. And it was very well the songs in Spanish. And indeed, they told me I have albums in Spanish and also in English, and they both. They say, "Oh, I want the Spanish album too." So
it's a very big Spanish community in Chicago.
Well, all these people that were Anglo speakers. It wasn't a Latin people. It was Anglo speakers. They didn't know too much about it, but they liked it.
It's a melting pot.
Yes.
The Midwest is a melting pot.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I want to thank you both for sitting down. I'm glad I could squeeze you in finally. I've been trying all day. I've been busy since 11 o'clock this morning. But let's keep in touch.
It was great to see you.
It was great to see you too. Once that documentary is done, let's reconnect and we'll give it the full premiere.
That's not and we play in Vegas. You have to
be
there.
Oh yeah, you know it. All right, guys. The Rockin' Pod 2025 is coming to an end soon, so stay tuned. Rockin' Pod Fest is coming to an end shortly. I am waiting for my last interview, which is Mr. Anthony Cordor. I can't wait to speak with him. It's been an amazing day, nonstop interviews. You'll see this entirety, show entirety coming soon. I'll let you guys know. But it's been a really great time in Nashville. So let's sit back and wait for Mr. Anthony Cordor. All right, we are to the end of Rockin' Pod 2025. And I'm sitting here with my good friend, Mr. Anthony Cordor from Tora Tora. What's up, Anthony?
Marathon. We're at the Rockin' Pod 25. I think I've been at every one of these in some capacity, either on a panel.
Well, that's where we met. Well, we met in 23.
Yeah.
And I interviewed you on my show, but I didn't get to interview you on the panel.
Right.
So it was great to have you on my list today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Lots of crazy stuff going on. I just got off the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Yeah, let's talk about that. How's the experience going on that Monsters of Rock cruise?
I love it. I mean, the people, Larry, Moran, and the whole crew and staff, everybody, they put together this great experience. It's built, a community and a culture that people look forward to every year.
Right.
It's kind of like a family reunion. It's kind of like Rocket Fight. It's that same kind of vibe where you're like, I hadn't seen you for a minute, and we just pick up where we left off last time I started talking to you. It was a little different for me this time. I went solo. The band was not there. I was kind of a last minute addition as an acoustic guy.
Wow, how did that go for you?
It went great.
Yeah?
I mean, it was fun. I missed the guys terribly, of course, because everybody on there's like jamming out. But it was really fun. I've been doing a lot of acoustic stuff. A couple of things I wanted to promote really quick.
Yeah.
Douglas, our guitar player, has a solo instrumental record that he's been promoting called Remnants of Euphoria. He kind of redid his man cave. He got very inspired. It's something he's always wanted to do. He let that out. Also, John Patterson, our drummer, has a side project called Fever Tree. It's a little bit more progressive.
Fever Tree, I love it.
Heavy rock, and they're all incredible musicians. And so while everybody's been doing that, I jumped out and did some acoustic stuff. And I did a few with Tony Harnell. I did.
You work with them a lot, don't you?
On these
Tony,
acoustic
when you
things,
get a chance.
when we can.
Yeah.
And then I did some with Danny Vaughn from Taiketo, and it was really fun. We had the same manager when we were little kids, so I've known him for like 30 years.
Oh my gosh!
And so that was really fun. He lives, in Spain, so I don't see him that often, but it was really fun. We got to do that at the end of last year, and then I just saw him on the boat with his band. And Taiketo was amazing. I mean, his voice is still.
What a crazy, amazing band.
His voice is still. I mean, he's doing the original keys. He's freaking blowing it out. So that was great. And I got to go see a lot of bands this time since I was there by myself. And it's like herding cats. A lot of times when you're on there, we're doing a lot of stuff together. So I was a little freer this time to get out and catch some people and get to visit a little bit. So that was a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to next year. I think maybe, hopefully, we'll be asked to return at some point. We did it in 24. And hopefully we normally are in some kind of rotation thing. So I'm looking forward to that. And I start acoustic shows in the middle of May, so I'm excited about that. I start over in North Carolina, and I'll be going on the East Coast a little bit.
I love it, Anthony.
That's
I love it.
And New Tora music hopefully will be coming out. We're going to see each other. There's going to be a pop-up gig in Memphis. One of our crew guys had some medical issues.
Do you live in Memphis?
I live here in Nashville. I've been here 20 years.
But you spent a lot of time in Memphis.
Yeah, the band's there, and I still have a lot of family. I moved here in 20. The record labels, I worked in music publishing. I taught at Belmont University as an entertainment business professor. And so I've been kind of around the gamut of it. And a couple of years ago, I just looked at my wife and I said, I think I'm having my midlife moment. I don't want a convertible or anything. I just want to go on the road. I want to go sing. Our children had grown up, took off to college.
Yeah.
And I missed everybody. I just wanted to go say hey to some of the fans.
And be a road dog. You're missing it.
And it's just been amazing. The past couple of years, I've had a great time. I've put out some acoustic music to some of those Tora Tora classic songs, some of my solo stuff. And so I've been out promoting that a little bit. And I'm looking forward to the rest of this year.
Rear Hair was great last night.
Oh, thanks, man. Listen, I saw so many Billy Sheehan's set up on stage was amazing. And then Roy Cathy from Coast West.
Oh my! Let's talk about Roy Cathy. Yeah. I interviewed him earlier.
Yeah.
What an amazing voice.
Dude, he's crazy.
He's busy as you are.
He's got a lot of stuff going on. He's a super humble guy, but I mean, we were joking around talking about, singing and warming up and all that stuff, but I mean, I'm serious. He brought it pretty hard last night.
He did.
I had to follow him.
He was like singing like this. I'm like, I was right up there with you guys. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy.
But man, yeah, when he did that, Jane, and hit that note, I mean, it was just, I've been messing with it. I was like, don't even talk to me when he came on stage, because I was like, that was so good. It was really, really
It was the highlight, I think,
really
of
was.
the whole show.
I did too. It was a lot of fun, but it's always fun to get together and see the musicians. Everybody's busy and hustling, and this is a good way for the community to get together and just see each other and encourage each other. You know, it's
exactly.
It's hard. It's hard to keep everything going all the time, and you guys know we appreciate y'all for giving us a platform, a way to talk to everybody.
I mean, what are your feelings, Anthony, right now on social media, and how important is it for a band to be involved?
Oh, it's super important. And I mean, you have to have a presence. I've talked to so many people that said, I'm an artist. I just want to do my music and you know, write songs and be involved in that creative part of it. But it's just part of our business now is to have some kind of presence out there. It literally is another job, you know, for you to take on. Thankfully, there's a lot of technology out there that helps you be more effective and efficient at it, where you can do your platforms, where you can post across everything.
And this is great for me to come to Nashville and get to interview other artists that I really don't have a chance to talk to. You know?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's great for us too.
Yeah, it's so fun. But you know, we still love it. I was talking to Keith, our guitar player, the other day. We're just still excited about music, man. We still love being creative with each other.
Passion.
Yeah.
The passion is there.
We're still learning. We're still expanding out and trying things and new tunings and different ways to produce ourselves and all that stuff. So that stuff keeps it exciting, and the industry itself is changing. You know, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes with the AI stuff. There's been a lot of legislation here in Tennessee. We led off as the first state with the Elvis Act to protect your voice. So as a singer, that was really important. Not that I'm banging my own horn. I just meant this for everybody, that we have consent and we get paid for somebody using our voice. And so that was really important. So I was happy to be a part of that through the Grammy Association, be an advocate for that. So, but you know, I think that's why we love our industry. It's changing all the time. We're excited about it. We're learning, and we're just looking forward to seeing everybody on the road.
Popping up, and so where is this tour going to take you, Anthony?
I think I've been spending a lot of time in the Northeast. I think that's where I'm going to be kicking my heels up. I really want to get out to the Midwest. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it work. And we try to stack a few of us together to go, so it's to make it fun for the crowd.
Like and, maybe the 5th?
Oh, yeah. There you go, man. I'd love to do
it. The 5th? Anthony Cordor?
I got to talk you into that. I love it. I'll definitely give it more time.
That would be a tour to hop on.
But listen, man, you can find us. We were talking about social media. You can find us. We're at Tora Tora Band, and you can find us at toratoramusic.com on our website. It's us
all
running everything. Yeah, all of our socials are at Tora Tora Band. And you can find me specifically at Anthony Cordor Official on YouTube. I have all my Sunday sessions on there.
Which
the
is
acoustic
great, by
shows.
the way.
Oh,
I like to hop in there and check them out.
Oh, thank you, man. I love it. We're still doing it. We started back in 2020, and I still jump on there. And we just try to encourage each other. We know that that life gets heavy sometimes, and you know, things are weighing on you, man. Your family, your work, your health, your finances, all those kind of things. And music brings us together, man. It's therapy.
And that's what this is. And what I mean, what does a group like this mean to you, Anthony? Rocket Pot. What does it mean?
It's so important. I mean, they've been very supportive, and we need you guys' help. You guys give us a platform to reach the audience and talk to people, and I'm just very indebted to you guys. I appreciate it. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys out on the road. Hopefully, I'll see you at the show soon. You guys take care of yourself. Talk soon.
All right. This is the end.
This
on the
is
road.
the end. It really is.
This is really the end of my road at Rockin' Pod 2025. I want to thank Anthony Cordor for being my last interview of the day. It's been a great experience. See Anthony on the road when he takes his guitar with him on his acoustic tour. This show will continue. I'm flying back to Vegas on Monday to continue my shows. Always like and subscribe to On the Rocks because you never know who I will be interviewing next. So see you soon.